You spend $5 on coffee every single morning without even thinking twice. Add $15 for lunch and $4 just to get to work. Throw in a sweet treat and forgotten subscriptions, and your money disappears fast. That small daily habit adds up to $10,000 gone every year. Your paycheck lands in your account, and within days, it just vanishes. You are not bad with money. You simply never built a paycheck routine. There are exactly 5 places your money should go every time you get paid. Skip even one of these steps, and you stay stuck exactly where you are. Follow all 5, and you could build real wealth without working any harder. Stick around, because step 1 starts the moment your paycheck actually lands. Hi, I'm Bob, and today I want to talk about your paycheck routine. Most people get paid and watch their money disappear within just a few days. That happens because nobody ever taught them where their paycheck should actually go. Today, you're going to learn the 5 places every paycheck needs to go. This isn't complicated advice. It's a simple system anyone can start using today. We'll cover wants and needs, savings, debt, payoff, investing, and smart, calculated risk. Each step builds on the last, so don't skip ahead in your head. By the end, you'll have a complete plan for every single paycheck you earn. This system has helped ordinary people build real wealth without changing their income. Let's start with the first thing you should do the moment you get paid. The first step is separating your wants from your needs on paper. This sounds simple, but it's actually one of the hardest things people do. We're used to a high standard of living and hate cutting back on comfort. Even if you think this doesn't apply to you, still try the exercise. Grab a pen and paper and split it into 2 clear columns. Label one column wants and clearly label the other column simply needs. Pull up around 6 months of your recent bank statements to review. Highlight everything you repeatedly spend money on every single month right here. Ignore one-off purchases for now, unless they keep happening again and again. Once you're done, sort every highlighted expense into its correct column. Now, needs are things like rent, insurance bills, and other essential monthly utilities. The rule is simple. If you could survive without it, it's not a need. Wants are the fun stuff. Nights out, restaurants, bowling, and anything else enjoyable. Add up everything in your needs column to find your monthly total. Say your rent, insurance, and bills add up to $1,200 a month. That total is called your financial baseline, the bare minimum you need to survive. Subtract your baseline from your income to see what you have left. Many people say your baseline should stay under 50% of your income. A better target to aim for is closer to 25% instead. Now, add up your wants column and see how much that costs each month. Your needs column isn't fixed. There are ways to bring those costs down. Ask yourself if you really need a car that costs quite that much. The same question applies to where you live and how much rent costs. Some city apartments are massively overpriced compared to nearby commuting alternatives. Instead, consider sharing a place for a year to save money you can invest. If you can't lower your bills, you'll need to raise your income instead. Your earning potential is always higher than how much you can possibly save. Getting a promotion or starting a side hustle can boost that income fast. Hitting 25% might feel impossible right now, and that's completely normal. It takes real effort to reach that number, but it is absolutely achievable. Once your wants and needs are sorted, it's time for the second step. About 50% of your paycheck should be left at this point. Send 20% of that leftover money into a high-interest savings account. Use a completely different bank than your everyday spending account for this money. Keeping it separate makes it much harder to accidentally spend without thinking. Look for the highest interest rate you can find on a savings account. A basic checking account often pays close to nothing in interest each year. A good savings account can pay you several times more interest instead. Avoid accounts that lock your money away for a set period of time. This savings account exists purely as a safety net, not as an investment. Life is unpredictable, and at some point an emergency will come your way. Maybe you get sick and can't work, or your car suddenly breaks breaks down. Without savings, a single emergency can throw your entire finances into chaos. As of 2023, 1 in 5 Americans had no emergency fund. When something goes wrong without savings, people often turn to loans instead. Those loans usually come with painfully high interest rates attached to them. That debt then makes it even harder to catch up financially afterward. An emergency fund breaks that cycle before it even has a chance to start. This money is only for real emergencies, not for extra weekend spending. Treat it as completely untouchable until a genuine emergency actually shows up. So how much should actually sit inside your emergency fund savings account? Aim for 3 to 5 months worth of your financial baseline figure. If you can stretch that to 6 months, even better for your security. Keep sending 20% of every paycheck until you hit that number. Once your emergency fund is full, you can redirect that money elsewhere. At this stage, around 30% of your paycheck should still remain. That remaining money is about to go toward one final important place. Building this fund takes patience, but it protects everything you build afterward. A fully funded emergency account means one bad month won't destroy your progress. With your safety net secured, you're ready to move to the next step. The next place your money should go is toward high-interest debt. This is the only place you'll ever find a truly guaranteed return. Normally, anyone promising a guaranteed profit should make you feel extremely suspicious. But paying off high-interest debt is the one true exception to that. Why chase an 8% stock return when debt costs you 25%? High-interest debt quietly eats away at your wealth every single day. It's like having a hidden cost draining your progress before you even notice. Clearing that debt first protects every dollar you plan to build later. There are 2 popular methods people use to pay down their debts. Let's look at both methods so you can choose what fits you best. The avalanche method targets your highest interest debt first before anything else. Imagine 3 debts: a credit card, a family loan, and a car loan. The credit card sits at $5,000 with a 20% interest rate. The family loan is $1,500 and carries absolutely no interest. The car loan is $2,500 at 15% interest. Paying $500 monthly, the credit card gets attacked first with this method. That takes about 13 months and costs around $500 in interest. Next, the payments shift toward the car loan, which takes 5 more months. Finally, the family loan gets paid off last, since it carries no interest. In total, the avalanche method clears all debt in about 21 months. The snowball method instead targets your smallest debt balance first of all. This approach is more about human psychology than about pure mathematical efficiency. Paying off small debts quickly can feel motivating and build early momentum. Using this order, you'd pay the family loan, then the car, then the card. This method takes around 23 months to clear every single debt. It ends up costing roughly $1,700 in total interest paid. That's about 2 extra months and over $1,000 more than avalanche. Sticking with the more logical approach means the avalanche method saves more money. Either method works, as long as you actually stay consistent and committed. Once your high-interest debt is gone, it's time to start truly investing. Once your debt is cleared, that combined 50% goes toward growing wealth. The 4th place your money should go is a tax-advantaged investing account. Taxes get taken from your paycheck, your purchases, and even your investment profits. Luckily, there's a completely legal way to avoid taxes on investment growth. In the United States, that account is known as a Roth IRA. Money inside this account can grow and be withdrawn without extra taxes later. Put around 35 to 40% of your leftover money into this account. Invest that money into a low-cost index fund like the S&P. Index funds spread your money across hundreds of companies instead of just one. This keeps your investment simple, steady, and far less risky than picking stocks. Historically, the stock market has returned about 8 to 10% yearly on average. That is not financial advice, and stocks can fall just as easily as rise. Still, understanding the risk doesn't mean you should avoid investing altogether entirely. Imagine investing $250 every single month into that same index fund. At an 8% average return, that could grow past $1 million. It would take around 45 years, but the money stays completely tax-free. Try a compound interest calculator online to run your own personal numbers. This path to wealth growth is genuinely slow, but historically extremely reliable over time. Consistency matters far more than timing when it comes to long-term investing. Small, regular contributions beat waiting around for the perfect moment to start. The best way to actually stick with investing is to automate the entire process. Set up automatic transfers so your investing happens without you thinking about it. This removes the temptation to skip a month or spend that money instead. Most people barely notice the money leaving once autopilot investing is set up. Some people start with tiny daily amounts, around the cost of a coffee. Even small, consistent contributions can add up to a meaningful return over a year. The key is choosing a fund and letting the automatic system run itself. Reinvesting any dividends automatically helps your money compound even faster over time. You won't get rich overnight, but the habit compounds quietly in the background. Once autopilot investing is running smoothly, there's one final place for your money.
The fifth and final place for your paycheck is higher risk, higher reward plays. This particular step is completely optional and definitely not necessary for everyone. Most people online teach either the slow lane or the fast lane to wealth. The slow lane is steady investing, while the fast lane involves greater risk. A balanced approach means walking a middle path between both of these lanes. Consider putting around 5 to 10% of your paycheck toward a side hustle. Starting small, with limited money, often forces you to get genuinely creative. Working with less money helps you spot opportunities that others simply overlook. A side hustle can eventually grow into a full business with real income. This portion of your paycheck is where calculated experimentation is actually encouraged. With the final 5%, consider the riskiest option of them all: cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency has grown massively in popularity, despite being extremely unpredictable and volatile. Only allocate money here that you can genuinely afford to completely lose. Some people choose established coins, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, for long-term potential. Nobody can guarantee returns in this space, so treat it purely as speculation. Keeping this portion small protects your overall financial plan if things go wrong. Never let excitement about crypto pull money away from your core investing plan. This category exists for long-term belief in the technology, not quick profits. If it doesn't fit your comfort level, it's perfectly fine to skip entirely. Risk tolerance is personal, so choose an allocation that lets you sleep at night. Let's quickly put every single one of these 5 steps back together now. Separate your wants from your needs and know your true financial baseline. Send 20% toward a high-interest savings account for real emergencies. Use 30% to aggressively clear any high-interest debt you're carrying. Put 35 to 40% into a tax-advantaged investing account. Finally, allocate 5 to 10% toward calculated, higher-risk opportunities instead. Every paycheck follows this exact same simple 5-step routine going forward. None of these steps require you to work any harder than you already do. They just require consistency, discipline, and a clear plan every time you're paid. Small, consistent decisions repeated over years is what quietly builds real wealth. So there you have it, the 5 places every paycheck should actually go. First, separate every single expense into clear wants and clear, genuine needs. Second, build an emergency fund inside a high-interest savings account today. Third, attack any high-interest debt using the avalanche method for savings. Fourth, invest steadily inside a tax-advantaged account using low-cost index funds. Fifth, and finally, explore calculated higher-risk opportunities with a small percentage. None of this requires a huge income or complicated financial knowledge up front. It simply requires a clear routine you repeat with every single paycheck. Small, consistent choices made early compound into massive results over many years. This routine works whether you're earning very little or already doing well. You don't need to overhaul your entire financial life starting right now. Just take the very first step, and everything else follows naturally after. Grab a pen and paper right now and start your wants and needs list. Pull up your last 6 months of bank statements before you do anything else. Highlight every repeated expense and sort each one into the correct column. Calculate your financial baseline and see exactly where your money is going. That single, simple exercise reveals more than any budgeting app ever could. Once you know your numbers, open a high-interest savings account today. day, even a small first deposit starts building the habit that changes everything. The goal isn't perfection. It's simply getting the routine started right now. Building wealth was never about luck or being handed a huge salary. It's about having a routine and actually sticking with it every payday. Every dollar has a job. The moment it lands in your account, give your money direction and it will quietly start working for you. The 5 steps in this video work for absolutely anyone willing to try them. It won't happen overnight, but the results show up if you stay consistent. Years from now, you'll thank yourself for starting this simple routine today. Your future depends far more on habits than on how much you currently earn. Take control of your paycheck, and your paycheck will eventually take care of you. That's the real secret nobody tells you. It's simply consistency over time.